So let's talk about toxins. A lot of times when we think about toxins, we're usually thinking about the things that we're exposed to outside, from the outside, but there are a lot of toxins that are actually created internally. Stress is actually one of the biggest toxins that elevates cortisol levels and it negatively impacts our reproductive hormones. So, stress is a really important thing to remember that whenever we're stressed, it's going to create some load of toxins that need to be neutralized by what we call antioxidants. So, that is a really good tip to remember. Poor sleep is yet another toxin, and it impacts the production of melatonin. Whether or not you have melatonin is going to then impact the quality of eggs. So, that is really important to see and remember. Emotions that come from anxiety, depression, or other things internally, grief, things that we are going through emotionally, mentally, are also considered toxins to a certain extent that are being produced inside of our bodies. So the internal toxins often can't be neutralized or we can't do too much about them. Ideally, it's important to lower our stress, important to really build stress resilience, which we do a lot through our mind body part of the programs that we have. Optimizing our sleep, which is a really important component, and we will get into optimal sleep methods in the rebalance phase and balancing our emotions, whether that's anxiety and depression that need to be addressed through neurotransmitter balance or mind body work or things of that sort, that will all be helpful in helping to relieve or release some of the internal toxins that are being produced. Then we get to the external toxins, and the external toxins are usually what most of us think of as toxins. That can be air pollution from smog or other air pollution. There is actually evidence that shows that there are more toxins inside of our house than there are outside. So a really easy tip is to not buy new furniture or rugs or things like that when you are trying to conceive, because that will expose you to a lot more toxins than your body needs to be handling while trying to conceive or while pregnant. So take a break from purchasing new things when you are on this journey towards parenthood. If you can get a good quality air filter, that will be super helpful to also reduce the amount of air pollution that you're being exposed to inside of your house. Open the windows, that's really helpful. And then, of course, having plants around your house that actually help to detoxify the air is really a great way. Even if you can't afford a good quality air filter, getting plants to put in and around your house will help to remove some of the air pollution and also optimize the production of oxygen that's being put into the air so you can have good, fresh oxygen to breathe. If you there are a couple of resources that I want to offer. One is that if you're looking for air filters and you're not sure which type to purchase, we will have a couple of options linked in the resources section. And then we will also have a resource which is a printable one-page kind of visual guide to which plants you can choose from to support cleaning the air within your home. So that will be for the air pollution piece. And then, of course, living outside of a city is super helpful. It's helpful to not live in smog covered areas. But if you do happen to live in a city and you have lots of smog exposure, definitely having a good quality mask that you can have over your face to filter or purify the air a little bit that while you're outdoors is really helpful. Non-organic food is a really important way that pesticides and herbicides are leaching into our bodies or being introduced into our bodies, and they often have been studied and shown to have hormonal disruption or cause hormonal disruption, and they're harmful for fertility. So that's true for men and women. So we will talk in a future video about how to introduce more organic foods into your diet if you're not already eating all organic, and which foods are really important to pay attention to, and we'll also give you some resources to be able to do that. And then everyday products such as cleaning products, skincare, makeup, those are all introducing toxins that your body doesn't need. So yes, in theory, your body and your liver can process and remove the toxins naturally, but a lot of these products have reproductive toxins that are actually taking a really long time to release out of your body. So if you can help to eliminate those things or eliminate or reduce as much of the exposure that you can to those toxins, that's super helpful to lower the impact, the negative impact that these products are having on your fertility. And then lastly, tampons and pads are a really big exposure to toxins, specifically to the reproductive area. And if you're using non-organic pads or tampons, they actually are sprayed with glyphosate. Glyphosate is a really big reproductive toxin, shown to be a reproductive toxin that that we then put either into the vaginal area, or even if it's a pad, it's still hanging out there. And it's being absorbed by the mucous membranes locally, which is really detrimental. And I will give you one little tip that I think has been super transformative, which is actually that when people stopped using non-organic pads and tampons, ideally you can try to get like a Diva cup or something that's more reusable. You can do organic cloth pads, which are also reusable. Panties like Thinks or something like that is fine. All of those options exist for you, but even just switching from tampons and pads, the more conventional type, to organic tampons or organic pads, showed about a 60% decline in menstrual cycle pain. So that's really fascinating, because just eliminating the use of some of those more toxic products had a direct impact, an immediate impact on menstrual cycles and how much pain women were experiencing through those cycles. Isn't that fascinating? So those are going to be, we're going to talk about these toxins more, and we're going to talk about how to detox your body. But this is a nice like overview of where the toxins are coming in from that you might want to consider. And then we'll go into each and every area of this to highlight how you can lower your exposure and amplify your detoxification. So we will see you soon. Thank you for being with us, and we're really excited to support you.